Hey guys, it's the Queen Killer Clara here, and if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling.
If I love wrestling,
check us out.
And if you love wrestling and
we love wrestling, watch
I'm even rapping.
we love wrestling.
We love wrestling.
we love wrestling.
We love wrestling.
So let's get it. Welcome to Women in Wrestling. Ooh. Today, guys. Recently, I was at a ladies' night out. Met the person who we have here today. She had great charisma, as y'all say now, Riz. You know what I'm saying? She's a Queen City killer. That's what she calling herself. She killing people out here. We have Clara. You can call her Clara Carter, but we have with us today Clara. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing good. Clara got
I'm
on
doing
glasses.
great. Thanks for asking.
She got on these glasses. It's really throwing me off, guys. You know what I'm saying? Take away from the killer mentality. She's right now looking like a smart killer. So we gonna go with that.
Thank you.
Clara, the first question that we always ask here is, why do you love wrestling, or what started your love for wrestling?
Well, I have two brothers, so whatever they wanted on the TV is what we were going to watch. And I'm the middle child, so I just have no opinion whatsoever in the household. And ever since I can remember, wrestling has just always been on the TV. And I remember I first saw Shawn Michaels, and I was hooked. And then I saw Jeff Hardy, and then I just never stopped watching. So here we are.
Uh-oh. Brings an interesting question here.
Mm-hmm.
You had to pick one, Shawn Michaels or Jeff Hardy.
All right. That's so rude that you would make me choose between
It's just the question. I mean, who's your fave?
I would say Jeff Hardy, probably.
Okay. What is it about Jeff Hardy that makes you pick him over Shawn Michaels?
I don't know. I just thought he was so interesting because he would always paint his nails and dye his hair, and he had all these tattoos, and he was just jumping off stuff. And to a little 4-year-old kid, that's crazy. So I was just always intrigued by him, and I would just always watch him, and my mom would be like, stop, because it would make me want to jump off the couch and all the furniture.
So how do you go from just being a wrestling fan, watching it when you was younger, to getting into wrestling?
Well, when I was in high school and it got to the point where we had to start applying for college or figuring out what we wanted to do with our lives, I didn't really want to go to school anymore. After high school, I was done. I didn't really want to work a 9-to-5 for the rest of my life. And I always thought that if I can't get something out of my mind, then it's my intuition telling me that I was made for that thing. And wrestling was just always in my mind. So I was like, I need to try it and at least try and see where it takes me. And so far, I've been enjoying it. So we'll just see how far this journey takes us.
Did you pick
I know you said, sorry, I had this popped in my head. I know you said that obviously wrestling was your first choice, so that's something that always was in the front of your mind. But is there another career path or anything that you kind of had on the back burner just in case this didn't pan out as well as this panned out so far?
Well, my mom always wanted me to go to college, but she, more than anything, wants me to be happy. So she was like, if wrestling makes you happy, go wrestle. Just promise me one day you will go to college. So I was actually talking to my husband about this last night. I do want to go to college eventually. I just don't have the time right now. But I've always wanted to go for criminology and criminal justice.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Your husband?
Yes.
How? I can't ask that question, but how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay. Okay. I see you, Clara. Yeah, glove. I love it. I love it out here. I love to see it. So
How long have you two been married for?
Since March
Ooh,
this year,
so be
of this year, yeah.
of this year. I was
newlywed.
about to.
Mhm.
Okay.
Congrats on the wedding. Okay.
Thank
Let's get back to wrestling though. Where did you train at? Who trained you?
I originally was trained by Dr. Tom Pritchard, and now I train with the Beer City Bruiser.
The Beer City Bruiser.
Mhm.
How was it training under Dr. Tom Pritchard and now the Beer City Bruiser?
They're very similar because Bruiser was trained by Harley Race, so he trains us the same way Harley trained him. And with Dr. Tom, obviously, it was very intimidating for a while. But I'm very glad that I chose to get trained by them too and to get my foundations from Dr. Tom, because I feel like those little things that I learned from him are what set me apart from the other women. Because Dr. Tom and Bruiser focus mainly on like old school stuff. So like footwork and like making sure holds look good and stuff like that. And I feel like that nowadays is what makes you stand out from like the flashy people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Flashy. Looking at some of your old matches, I want to. You got a lot of different outfits. I say that you wrestle in.
Mm-hmm.
With those outfits, were those like different characters you were trying out, or is all this just a part of you yourself? The different outfits that you were having.
So my gear lady is beautiful and amazing. I love her so much, but she just gets like, she dreams up ideas, and I'm kind of like her little test monkey. So she just like stitches something up and she's like, go try this. And I'm like, okay. But for me, my main look is the cargo pants because I feel like a bad bitch in those. So I just love wearing those.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
The cargo pants with the tank top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fighter equality out here. What type of, if somebody didn't know you and they just looking at your matches, how do you describe your wrestling style?
I'm just, I would say it's very old school. I'm very grappling based, you know. I don't do a lot of moves. I'm just trying to win a match, you know, getting down and dirty, stuff like that.
Down and dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have to go there?
Well, sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. Well, in a lot of your matches that I watch, you have an entourage with you, if we call it an entourage.
Okay.
And they seem to assist you if you need assistance.
And what about it?
I see you have no issue with that.
If there's
Why
one
should
thing
she?
I learned from Dr. Tom is that a win is a win, okay? You do anything you can to win. Because at the end of the day, people don't care how you win. They just care if you win.
I can't. I mean, you said it right there. Damn, she's such a heel. I love it. Now, also, before we start recording, I was talking to you. You're one of the few women out here who I know, besides like being on TV and everything on the independent scene, who's had a ladder match out there.
Mm-hmm.
How was it being in that ladder match? And does the ladder hurt?
Yeah, it hurt. I wrestled Jada Stone in it, and her and I are actually wrestling in a steel cage match in August, so can't wait.
Same company?
Mm-hmm.
I got a whole feud going on.
Yeah, well, you know, she's just always up in my business. But it hurt a lot worse than I thought it would, and I had the bright idea of wrapping a ladder in barbed wire. I was gonna slam Jada through it, but it didn't happen, and she slammed me through it, and that did not feel good at all. So I would do it again, but probably leave the barbed wire out.
Oh, I was going to ask you, had any hopes about being in a death match?
No. No. I mean,
Completely understandable.
But I'm not doing the light tubes. I'm not doing the glass. Those are two things I just won't.
So when we met at Ladies Night Out, first time meeting Clara, You said something as we were talking that I wanted to bring up here about Brazilian women and how they should have more spotlight. And you don't feel like they get enough spotlight. Do you want to expand on that now that we have you on the platform?
Well, right now, I think that there's really a handful of women that are Brazilian in pro wrestling. There's me, there's Christy James, who's in the NWA, there's Ty Conti, who's in AEW, obviously. And then I think there's like maybe one or two girls in NXT that are also Brazilian, but I feel like they aren't really like, you know, popping off like they should. You know what I mean? Like the two girls on NXT, they don't really have like a main spotlight on them. So I'm trying to, bring eyes to the culture, because growing up, I didn't see any Brazilian girls or girls that looked like me on TV. So representation does matter, and so I just want to make sure that Brazil gets represented properly.
You talking about the homie Rita Ray's her WWE name is Valentina Ferrara.
Yeah.
And Jalissa Leon. I messed with the tag team. I followed Rita Ray's when she was doing her BJJ before she got to WWE and MMA stuff. So, shout out to her. But Brazil is on the map. If there was a chance that you could get a match with any of these women, would you take the match?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Would Nicole, before I ask her any more questions, you got some questions here, because I was ready to go into
yeah, I just have a couple. So obviously you talked about like what you've been doing the last couple weeks. So what I was really interested is that you had your first match in NWA on say last month, correct? Yeah. So obviously with the trainers that you've had, especially those like connected with Harley Race, how was that, or how's that feeling to be in a promotion like that? Obviously with the people that helped get you to where you're at in your career so far, but also that's a style that's so fitting to what you're doing right now.
It's always been a dream of mine to wrestle in the NWA. So Dr. Tom is actually who contacted me about going there. And I just wanted to make sure that I made Dr. Tom proud and Beer City Bruiser proud. And it was such a great experience, honestly, because I got to meet Trevor Murdoch and have a conversation with him, and I thought that was awesome because I grew up watching him. But yeah, I was really mainly focused on just making my trainers proud, and I feel like I did a pretty good job because they both told me that they really enjoyed what I did. So
that's amazing. So obviously you talked about how you wanted more representation for obviously Brazilian women, especially within wrestling. Would you, because obviously I'm not too versed in like Brazil too much of a country, is that a place that has a lot of like pro wrestling there, or is it are they very just like, I'll say soccer, but football centered within the country itself?
In Brazil, all the boys either grow up being soccer players or MMA fighters. And then all the girls end up being soccer players or MMA fighters or something else. So it's always either soccer or MMA. So combat sports was always in there, but they don't really have pro wrestling there. So that's why I'm excited to be able to represent my culture, show people the new culture that they haven't been able to see in the pro wrestling world.
So speaking of that, and this is going to be my last question, would you be interested, because obviously like a little bit farther down the road, of potentially doing a show in that area, a show in Brazil?
Oh my God, yeah, I think that'd be so awesome.
So maybe that'll be something a little bit down the line. And I mean, and I always say like wrestling fans will literally go anywhere for anything. And honestly, if you were like, hey, like I'm getting this show in Brazil in order, I'll be like, say less, I will book that plane ticket.
Right.
Here's our Dora question, since she couldn't join us. Usually ask some questions that got nothing to do with wrestling, just to ease the mood a little bit. If you could be reincarnated as any animal or mystical creature, what would it be?
I would be a cat.
Why?
An indoor house cat, so that I could just sleep all day long.
we can get
Agreed.
that a lot. What is your favorite meal?
Oh, this might sound disgusting to you guys, but I grew up eating it. It's spaghetti with table cream and tuna. It might sound nasty, but it's so good. My mom would make it all the time.
Say that again.
It's spaghetti or any pasta you want with table cream and tuna.
I don't eat tuna, so I mean.
Well, you're missing out because it's the greatest thing I've ever had in my life.
I'll have to think on that. I pretty much are one of those people, food-wise. I'll try anything once, at least. Just that's interesting. I'm gonna look up a recipe for that.
What is your favorite scent?
Christmas trees. Anything Christmas scent.
Christmas got a scent?
Yeah, like pine.
Pine trees, the candy
like
cane,
peppermint.
chocolate.
Okay, I could go. Okay, you got me. What is one thing that can make you smile?
Wrestling.
Great answer. Do you have a favorite wrestling related TV show right now?
My husband got me watching The Office. I'm super late, but I'm very intrigued right now.
What season you on?
I think we're on 4 or one of those two.
Who's your favorite character?
Michael Scott.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. Parks and Recreation after.
Oh, it took a lot.
And then after that, because I've been making everyone watch this show, if you have not watched The Bear, watch it.
Bear.
Is that the show on Hulu?
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
What's it about?
If you watch the Shameless, the guy who plays Lip in Shameless is in The Bear.
Okay.
I've never watched Shameless. I just saw it's like a restaurant type show, but they cousins and something like that.
Yeah, it gives me, especially if you're one of those people, which is like, funnily enough, that's like a very big correlation that I found, like talking to people when we do these spotlights, like a lot of wrestlers who are in some who have worked in like hospitality or some type of restaurant business, or even like working in a hospital, because I feel like those are very similar stress-wise career paths, but highly recommend it.
I'll write it down.
Okay. This is a serious question.
Okay.
Most serious question that I asked on the podcast.
Okay.
So, Clara, The Rock or Stone Cold?
Oh. Stone Cold.
Yes. So happy.
Another one for Stone Cold, guys. Ooh, yay. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm not even tallying no more, Nicole. So, you ain't even got the clap like that. The Rock already done won all the. So, hey, it's whatever.
Oh, so why does it matter then? The Rock already won.
It just determines how the rest of the podcast go, But, guys, this is Clara. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you follow her now. Just everybody pick Stone Cold. I just immediately cut it off. But let's talk about the wrestling again, Clara. If I like to ask this question, if I'm just seeing you, do you have like 2 matches you would tell people to watch to get to know your type of style in the ring, or two matches that you like?
I would say my match versus Ella Envy at PWF, and I think a lot of people liked my match with Spiegel at the last ladies' night out, so I'd throw that one in there too.
Yeah. Guys, click right here. I will put up highlights from the match.
I don't remember if I won either of them. I'd like to think I won both, but I do not remember.
Yeah,
I really don't remember.
just check it out. I don't remember if she won either. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Nicole asked you about NWA earlier. You know, last time I talked to you, you had got to face the NWA Women's Champion in a tag match. You want to talk about that now? Or are we still skipping over that?
We can go ahead and talk about it.
Okay. How does it feel being in that tag match? You know, with her,
with Kamille?
Yeah.
Kamille. It was literally like the most surreal experience of my life because my tag team partner was Angelina Love, and I grew up loving her in TNA. So to get to learn from her and then to be across the ring from Kamille, it was just, I felt like I was having an out-of-body experience. But Camille's like the hardest hitting person I've been in there with. But it was fun. I loved it.
Hardest hit. I'm glad you said that because you said we can talk about anything. So I don't ask this to everybody because some people say I shouldn't ask this question, but do you remember who the first person to bust your ass in the ring?
Oof. The first time I got busted open in a ring was, I want to say last year maybe. I don't want to say her name because she busted me open twice. But we're kind of beefing, but not really. But I want her to think we are. But yeah, it's very confused when it happened. I thought I owed her money or something, but yeah, she just popped me right in the lip.
Said you just want her to think y'all beefing?
Yeah.
All right, you know. Hey.
It depends on the day. Sometimes I'm still mad about it. Sometimes I'm not. Right now, I'm
A little 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
A little 50-50 out here. If it's 2023, so I ask, do you have 3 people that you want to have a match with out here in wrestling on the independent scene?
I would love to wrestle Mickie James.
Okay.
I wrestled Kenzie Paige in a tag match, but I've always wanted to wrestle her in a singles match.
Okay.
And Janai Kai, a lot of people want to see us wrestle, but nobody ever, like, it's just never happened. But people have been asking for, like, over a year. So those 3, definitely.
You versus Janai Kai?
Yeah.
You know she be kicking people kind of hard, right?
Yeah. I'm ready for it, though.
Oh, okay.
I love it. Okay. Love it.
As long as you're ready for it, because, you know, Have you and Janai talked about it? Because y'all was both at Ladies' Night Out.
Uh-huh. I mean, we talk whenever we cross paths, but her schedule is so crazy because she's in Japan all the time. So I don't know if it'll ever happen, but fingers crossed that hopefully one day.
WrestleCade. Janai be back from Japan when WrestleCade happens. I'm just saying. Make something happen one time. I know it's probably going to be Janai going back after that championship, but y'all be throwing a bunch of matches out there. Just make it happen.
Yeah.
Clara, you're in North Carolina, if the people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You were just in New Jersey this weekend for CCW Action.
Mm-hmm.
Was that your debut there?
Yes.
How they talked about bringing you back, and how was it being there at the CCW Action this past weekend?
It was super awesome. Because I'm an observer, I'm a people watcher, so I always learn a lot when I'm always at these all-women shows. But it was held at the Monster Factory, which I thought was super awesome. So yeah, it was just a really cool experience all around. They have talked about bringing me back. I still got to look at my schedule because I got a few things I got to write down. I don't know when, but I will be back.
Okay. I was like, I saw your match with Cosmic. Y'all can check out some clips from it. I put up little highlights, or you can go on to, I believe it's Title Match Network, and watch CCW latest match. You know, check them out. First 2 weeks are free, $9.99 after. Thank you, Title Match. Clara, let me ask you this. So, what was the name of your manager that was there with you?
Where at Ladies Night Out?
Yeah.
Seth Clayton Burns.
I got to ask with this because I went back and I listened to it. He said his one of his family members was like one of the first pro wrestlers. Was that true?
You know, I don't really listen to him. He just writes my checks. So it could be true. It could not be true.
That's all that matters.
Right.
Okay. I mean, all right. He just writes you. No comment on that. Let me ask you this though. Why don't you tweet more?
You know, I need to just do better on social media. I just don't like people knowing what I'm doing.
Understandable.
But if you're a wrestler, shouldn't you be letting people know what you're doing? Not in your real life, but
when I'm wrestling, I let them know. But I'm not like some of these people post like what they eat, what they're doing on their off time. I don't care. I don't want you to know what I'm doing on my off time. When I post, it's always about my wrestling. I think it's been like a month or two since I posted, actually.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I went and looked at the Twitter earlier. I was like, you have the Twitter. There's nothing here.
I just don't do it. Because a lot of my thoughts can get me in trouble, so I just don't put them out there. Keep them to myself.
Yeah. Nah, we don't want to know. Oh, what's your favorite song right now?
There's this band called Escape the Fate, and they just made a collab song with the lead singer from Ice Nine Kills. It's called Cheers to Goodbye, and I've been listening to that on repeat for like a week.
Okay.
Cheers to Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Had to write that down real quick. All right, last
I didn't even know
question.
they had a new song. I'll have to check that out. They actually came. They had a concert in my town. I saw them like 3 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, they played at this little. There's this weird bar that also sells food every once in a while, and then there's they have a lot of concerts. There's usually a lot of metal concerts and shit like that there. So we went there. We're like, oh, Escape the Fate, and we're like, oh, let's go. It's only $20. They did a super short set, but I was like, we were like, I'm not gonna pass them up for $20. That's nothing.
Hell yeah.
So, Clara, last question here before we go to our outro section. When you got into wrestling, what was your outlook? What do you have any goals that you want to have accomplished?
The main goal has always been the Fed. I've always wanted to sign with the WWE. I've always wanted to main event WrestleMania. That's always my goal. That's really the only goal I have, honestly. Right now, I'm just enjoying wrestling. But the main goal, the thing I think about when I wake up in the morning and the last thing I think about before I go to bed at night is always a WWE contract. So that's always been my goal. Always will be until I get it.
Have you done any WWE tryouts?
Not tryouts, but I have done a handful of extra work.
So you got one of the pictures in the backstage area in front of the Raw SmackDown sign?
Yes, I do.
So jealous.
Yeah, you have one for SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
So jealous.
I was about to say, I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be pinned at the top of her page. One day I'm gonna get one of them too, you know.
Hell yeah.
How was the SmackDown experience? Because I see a lot of people when they come to your different cities, you get to do that extra work. How is it being in the background? Being extra for one of those programs.
It's crazy. A lot of other people that are extras get caught up in the moment and they don't really learn like there's theirs to do. Like you're there as an extra to obviously help with whatever you need, but the main thing you should be doing is observing and learning. So I really just like isolated myself from the other extras and just watched people because, like I said, I'm a people watcher. Like, just listening to people on TV and their psychology of wrestling compared to us on the indies was just an amazing experience to be able to sit and learn from them. This most recent one I did, I was able to talk to Damien Priest because he was in Ring of Honor with the Beer City Bruiser and they were really good friends. So just to pick his brain about, you know, I'm not big, but I want to know how big men wrestle because sometimes compared to Jada Stone, I am a giant. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, just picking their brains and is just super fun. Am I wrong? Jada's like 4'9".
I thought you said compared to Jada Stone, I was a giant, but I didn't.
No, I'm a giant compared to Jada. I could step on her.
How
The
tall
balls
are
would be
you
in
in
that shirt.
reality?
Huh?
How tall are you in reality?
I'm 5'5.25".
Oh, got to make sure you say the quarter, guys.
Uh-huh.
And she's been working out. You know, I felt her arms at Ladies Night Out.
Right here, just got back from the gym actually. Jada goes to the gym too, I'll give her that. She can't grow anymore though. Can't get any taller. Those muscles get bigger, but the height stays the same.
God. Oh goodness. Jada, that was all Clara. I had nothing to do with that. Well, Clara, this is our put yourself over moment. This is where you let our people know your social media things you have coming up, ways they can support you, anything they want to know. Tell them when you're getting some stickers. You know, we just want you to put yourself over.
Well, I mainly post on Instagram at Clara Wrestling. I'll post tomorrow just for you, actually.
You post where?
I'll post on Instagram tomorrow.
For me?
Yes, just for you. I don't know what yet, but I will post. I just need a reminder. This weekend, I'm in Mount Airy, North Carolina, my least favorite place to wrestle besides West Virginia. And then I'm in South Carolina on Sunday, making my WrestleForce debut. And then, don't know where I'm at next week, somewhere in the country. But just follow me on Instagram. You'll be able to keep up with me and know where I'm at this weekend. Yeah. And I am the FWE Women's Champion. And the next FWE show is in September 10th. So you guys need to come out and watch because Chavo Guerrero is going to be there. And it's going to be so fun.
Yay. We talked about you wrestling on NWA, right?
Yeah.
Didn't you and Jada tag up on NWA?
Yes, and we lost because of her.
Yeah.
So, like I said, a little bit taller. You know, she was a short one match, and she's the one that took the pin. My goodness.
I just needed Clara to react like that at one point because when I watch your matches and you start yelling like that, that actually brings me into the matches, and I actually like that. I'll be like, "Yo, she getting at him. I like that in her. She got that dog in her." So keep that up. You know what I'm saying? You said they lost because of Jada. If you didn't see the match,
don't watch.
Don't
burn the foot.
Get rid of all the footage of the match.
Clara, I call this last thing I just added. It's called shoot your shot. Any companies out there you trying to get to work in around the country? Or anywhere that used to look at you?
Prestige Wrestling, I would love to. H2O, I would love to, because I said I will not do a death match, but I grew up watching deathmatch wrestling because EC dub. But I loved Danny Havoc when I was a kid, so I would love to wrestle at H2O. And of course, WWE, William Regal, hit me up, please. Yeah.
Okay. Let me just shoot my shot for you. Mission Pro, get Clara down to Texas one time.
I would love to go to Texas, actually. I want to go do a little loop over there. So, Texas.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
You ain't been to Texas before?
Nope, I've never been to Texas.
Get her to Texas. Get her to the Midwest to do that little loop in the Midwest.
We have plenty of promotions up here.
We definitely got that tri-state loop, and then you can even add St. Louis and Kentucky in there. And
I want to do a loop in Florida too.
Florida got so much down there. You could probably show up in Florida and somebody will put you on if they do it.
Honestly.
I mean, I'm just saying. What's the name of your faction before we get out of here? Do you
Fighters.
have a faction?
Yes, we're called Fighters Club.
Fighters Club. Who's the best
Period.
fighter in the club?
You know, I'm the only woman, so I would say me.
You heard it there, guys. The best fighter in Fighters Club. The best fighter in your area. Clara. The Queen City Killer. QCK. You got some shirts that got Queen City Killer on it?
I do, yeah. It's me as a Powerpuff Girl. And then in Powerpuff font, it says the Queen City Killer, because I'm for the children.
Or can we get that shirt at? Is it on Pro Wrestling Tees?
No, you got to come to one of the shows. You got to buy a ticket. You got to buy my merch, and you got to buy an 8x10, and you got to buy a little game card you just got to buy all the merch I have, and a ticket to the show, because I will not sell it to you unless you come to the show.
So I'm not in your area though.
Well, then get in your little car, drive to wherever I am. I'm all over the place. I was in Jersey last week. I'm going to be in South Carolina. I'm going to be in Tennessee sometime this month.
She don't even know where I'm actually at, do you?
No, but you were in North Carolina. I'm assuming you're in the area.
Not
or
no.
Drive.
Not at all. I was just taking my son to my dad's house. I'm in Indiana. So, you know, I was
and I'm in Ohio.
Oh, I lived in Ohio for like a month.
So, you know, I was driving back home and I was like,
where'd you live at?
I don't remember. I just remember there was a lake there. That's all I remember.
That's about
that could be
5. Yeah, that might be that's a handful. Were you in the Cleveland-ish area?
I really don't remember. I was like 5, 6.
Oh, it's understandable.
So you were wherever part you were in some part of northern Ohio.
Okay.
So Claire, I couldn't just like send you money. You wouldn't send me a shirt. I have to come to a show.
I mean, if you ask politely, maybe.
Come on, we good here. You know what I'm saying? We good now. You my peoples.
Right. Actually, I will, because a guy from California asked me to send him an 8x10. I have to do it because I already said I would. I didn't do it yet, but I'll get to it.
I guess
if you ask me kindly.
Clara, can I get a shirt? Can you send me a shirt?
Yeah. I'm getting new shirts made, actually, with my face on it for George South, because he wanted me to make one.
With your face on it?
Love it.
Yeah. I don't take too many shirts with people's faces on.
Okay, George South made me do it, so you have to buy it.
Shout out to George South, you know what I'm saying? You had your Savannah Evans match?
No, I want to wrestle Savannah Evans so bad.
I just be remembering that, you know, North Carolina is like a rite of passage that everybody have to from there at least fight Savannah Evans one time.
I haven't. Isn't that so crazy? That's so. And literally everybody I know wrestled Savannah Evans except for me.
Hopefully that gets a change soon.
I'm just gonna run in on one of her matches one day.
Wrestle Kate.
Wrestle Kate.
Hold on. Let's get out of here, guys. Look, over here, we got the Queen City Killer. She a killer. She'll submit you. She's Brazilian. You need to know her. She's coming up. She's out here. You can check most of her matches on YouTube. If you put in Clara versus or Clara Carter versus, her name's the first one to come up. There is another Clara out there that they bound to run into each other at some point. They have to. She's up north. Maybe that match can happen at some point. I'm gonna talk to somebody.
Clara versus Clara.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the name. And Clara, you about that match? You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know her.
Okay. Y'all got beef?
No, I've never had
Y'all should have beef because she's using the Clara name. I'm just saying.
Right. Is that even her real name? On her birth certificate? Or is that a nickname?
Let's not do this. Guys, we'll hear more about that at a later date, probably. I know some people. We're going to talk about it. But make sure you follow all her social media alongside this coming out. The match she talked about, Clara versus Spiegel. You can click it at the end. I got some highlights from that match. You can go ahead and watch that right now.
Don't do that thing where you just show the parts where she beats my ass. Because I think I did. I really don't remember if I won, but I do remember beating her up for a second.
Why would I just show the parts where she beat your ass?
I don't know. I just feel like you would.
This is your spotlight week. I got to put you over.
Yeah, highlight you.
Right.
So maybe I shouldn't put that match up.
Okay. Were you trying to... No, put it up. I think I won. No, I did. I really don't know.
I remember. You want me to tell you?
Yes. Did I win?
Your manager got involved with the Dr. Pepper thing, and he caused you to lose.
Burn every piece of footage you have from that match. It cannot be seen. Are you sure?
Am I sure that you lose? Yeah, because he took her Dr. Pepper.
Oh.
And it turned left from there. Hold on.
What she beat?
Huh?
What she? Oh my God, I do remember. It was that like cutter stunner thing that she did.
Yeah, she did that on you.
So bad.
Oh man.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
I was gonna say if you want to see it again.
No.
She even did the John Cena thing on you.
She did.
Oh, you get it in though.
I tried.
You got her in submission right there.
I did. Look at that.
Look at that.
See?
Looks great.
Okay, we're gonna cut it right there. But guys, make sure y'all follow Clara on all social media. Go to a show if you're in the area, buy a t-shirt. You got stickers?
I will. So I will.
When you get stickers, then if you could graciously add a sticker to my t-shirt bundle.
Of course.
And we'll do all that, and I'll be a happy guy out here.
Hell yeah.
But
Nicole, do you want a sticker too?
Yes, because I started collecting them.
Hell yeah.
You collect the stickers too?
I started finally collecting them. I know, I'm growing up.
There you go. I don't do 8x10s anymore. I had so many of them. If you got posters, we do posters all day. You know what I'm saying? Big poster collector out here. So many posters. and you know, all that. But guys, Clara, right over here, like I said again, make sure you follow her. Out of North Carolina area, Queen City Killer, somebody you should know if you don't know, putting Brazilian women on the map. She said it's like 4 of them. She's 5. Got to start in 5. She'll be in that. But like, remember what we told you last week, Women in Wrestling is every 2 weeks now. So you get 2 weeks of learning about the new wrestlers that we have up. I won't tell you the next person, but it's someone great, not greater than Clara, because that's what it's about right now.
Thank you so much.
As I always say, I'm Trey D, and for Nicole, if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling. It's 2 Street for the culture. Ooh.
I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we. You're not here, you missing out. Is this show?